What's up, everyone? We have this here pressure washer. It's my TM something or other, but the main purpose of this video is to kind of go over an easy way, hopefully, of making this thing start again. The owner unfortunately suffered a heart attack, and his doctors no longer doesn't want him to exert himself, and apparently exerting himself is pulling the pull cord, so he's selling it. He hasn't used it for a year. He says probably last summer. Makes sense for what I can see, so I can understand that. So what we're going to do is hopefully get this done without having to remove a whole bunch of crap. This is a Subaru motor, but this is going to be the same for like Hondas and stuff like that. First things first is we need to get access to the carburetor. Now the carburetor on this machine is a little dirty, but yeah, what can you do? You also need to turn the fuel off. Okay, fuel is off. I'm going to shove that down there. This is not a 10 millimeter. On Hondas, it's a 10 millimeter. So this one must be 12, maybe? No. Is it a 10? I'm just not. Okay. I guess it's not a 10 or a 12. Of course, it's probably like an 11. It actually was a 12 millimeter, but apparently the ratchet I grabbed, or the wrench I grabbed, was a half inch. So that doesn't help. Hopefully, what we have going on here is something easy. Now, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Something tells me a year is pretty generous. Generously incorrect. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that is just straight up mud. That is just crazy. Well, looks like we're not gonna get an easy one on this one, so we're gonna have to take off the whole thing. Let's go ahead, and I'm gonna get some tools ready and do that. Here's the problem with people, and I don't mean by you, of course, or maybe I do, but whenever anyone tells you, oh, it's been like a year, it's been like 3 years. Whenever everyone tells you it's been like a season, it's been a year. And whenever someone says, I just bought this, it's been a couple months. Very few exceptions to that rule. But I suppose it's just how people work. So if I remember correctly, this one isn't exactly the easiest thing in the world. Let's see if it has fuel in it. I'm pretty sure it does. And it's like almost full, of course. But the fuel itself seems pretty new. Also looks blue. So there's that, of course. Trying to see if this can come off easy or not. Starting to think not. Oh, no, it comes off. Okay, very nice. Take the spring off. Now the fuel line is going to be not the best thing in the world for us, because the fuel shutoff is actually on the carb. We don't have a way to turn this off unless we do that. And from the looks of it, the fuel line connects to the bottom of the tank. So it's not like we can just clip it from the other end of the tank like it would be very convenient to do, but no. Let's take that off. Ugh. Ew. That legit, it looks like mud. Like, straight up 100% just dirt. Which is crazy to me. Okay, so we're going to take the seal off because we don't have another one. We're going to try to reuse it. Yeah, that thing is just straight up disgusting. I'm going to take this over to... I'm just going to shove the... I'm going to rinse this off. Then I'm going to shove it into my ultrasonic cleaner. If you do not have one, then you're going to have to do this manually by taking everything off, which we'll still have to take off the float. Okay, I thought it was going to be stuck. Be very careful not to drop the needle. We'll look at that needle later. And to be honest, we're going to have to rinse that off too because I was sitting in that so-called fuel. So I'm going to rinse this off. I'm going to put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. I mean, technically, if you could just rinse it off, take like a can of carb spray and maybe like a toothbrush and just get all this junk out of there, that would go a long way. Let's see if this is the 10. It is. It's also plastic and not wanting to turn. Yay, go Subaru. So that's not going to be coming off anytime soon. But I'm going to shove this in the ultrasonic cleaner after rinsing it off, and then I'll bring you back. This is really bad. Not like corrosion bad, but there's just a lot of that junk everywhere. And of course, I grabbed the screwdriver, it's too big. There's a jet right here, though. You know what, that one I'm just going to loosen because I do believe it's going to block me from removing the jet from the inside. I also don't want to lose it because it's a very small looking jet. Oh, actually comes out pretty easy. I was expecting a fairly decent sized fight. The weird thing is, the person that owns this flips machines, or at least he used to. I could have swore I've worked on one of these before with him. So this very well could have been the same one. But I also think the pump was different. So now I'm going to shove this in an ultrasonic cleaner. If you don't have one, which you really have to think about what your priorities are. But if you don't, carb clean everything. Make sure the bowl seal is out. This plastic bit should be okay with carb clean. It might be a little too dry. Might start to crack it, but it is good for fuel, so it probably would be, well, so is a bowl gasket, but it also ruins that. Just to be on the safe side, let's just say you cover that up. But we need to get all these passageways cleaned, including right here. Yeah, even that's disgusting. So I'm going to put this in there and I'll bring it back and we'll be done. If you wanted to, you can also clip this plastic clip off and take off the needle, but I don't really see it being that big of an issue. A few developments occurred. One, I took a look at the fuel and that just came off like the side of the motor, the dirt and whatnot, but the fuel itself looks fine. So that's good. I also looked at inside the tank, and a couple of disclaimers. I'm basically colorblind, so that looked like dirt to me, but very well could have been rust. So I checked the tank and it appears, in my view, to be fairly rust free. I mean, there's a spot or two, but I mean, it's not flaking, it's not an absurd amount, it's just like a very, very mild used metal tank amount in my opinion, so it's not going to cause a problem. And the little screen that the fuel line's connected to inside the tank, you can see a little screen in there, is clean, so it's not impeding anything. So I don't know, could just be rust, but it was pretty nasty. I don't know, kind of weird. But moving forward, I blew through this jet, by the way. It looks to be clean now, so we should be good to go on that one. Now, if you did see a lot of junk inside the tank, because it does have a screen, you could potentially get away with it. Now, obviously you shouldn't, but you should clean the tank. But as long as the screen doesn't get full, it will still have flow. So if this is like a, I don't want to say emergency. Oh, I forgot to clean this. But if you need to use it like today for like, 5-10 minutes, it probably will be fine. Just know that it probably will stop eventually when that screen gets so plugged up full of junk that just kind of stops the fuel from flowing. But at least in theory, it shouldn't affect the carb. In theory. The needle seems to be fine. Today I had to turn down people because I'm going to be going on a vacation here soon, so I don't want to have their machines chilling in my house while I'm not here. I say vacation, but only half it's a vacation. I'm just joking, the whole thing is, but still. Why am I not able to get this? There we go. Perfect. Now we get the bowl. The bowl little drain always goes on the opposite end of the inlet, at least for these style of motors. Hondas as well. It's going to be a problem if you get mixed up. No. Clean the end of this off. Don't need to introduce more junk in there. There we go. I was definitely very happy to see that the fuel and the tank was good. Okay, well, I'm just going to put this on exactly the opposite way it came off, and then that's about it. We do have a small little rip here, but I'm just going to kind of hold it like so, and it should be fine. Not ideal, but it should be fine. There's also a jet in there you can take out. I blew through there, so I believe it should be fine. If we have problems, we can look into it further. You might as well watch me struggle. It shouldn't be that bad. The hardest part is just getting the fuel line back on without fuel everywhere. That's not really even that hard. There we go. Now, my apologies. You're not going to see a whole lot because this hand is in the way, but I do have the linkages on like so. I'm going to shove the carb as far as we can. And, uh-oh, I think we're leaking somewhere. Well, I don't think, I know we are. Is it coming from inside the carb? Is the needle just not? I don't think the needle is seating very well. It does appear to be kind of slowing down, so maybe it's stopped. No, not at all. Okay, let's just turn this off. I'm going to take it off again. This means I need to crimp the fuel line. Well, you know what I have to do. And it's on. Fuel is on. I blew through it so I don't hear anything, so hopefully it's good to go. Uh-oh. I don't know if that was from before or now. I think it was from before. I don't see anything now. Okay. Switch is on. Pull it, make sure it's not hydro locked. I'll try it again. All the way, try it again. Yeah, just cold. So, turns on, runs good. So if you have this problem, you literally have mud in your carb, this is what you have to do. But should be a good little motor now. Idle's good, turns on pretty easily. Surprisingly, it turned on really easy at being at idle, so that's interesting. But other than that, we should be good to go. If you like what you see, keep watching, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at SmallEngine101. If you like what you see, definitely put a thumbs up because that helps me out a lot. If this helped you out, put a thumbs up because that also helps me out a lot. And I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night.